Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Jocelyn Lovely Tarot. So good to see you guys here today. This reading today is going to be for my beautiful Leos. If you resonate with the video, like, share, and subscribe. If you guys want a personal reading, hit me up at jocelynlovely84@gmail, okay? Alright, so we're starting off with the Ten of Wands in reverse. I want you to pay attention to this wand energy. For some of you guys, when we talk about the Ten of Wands in reverse, we're talking about burdens. The last load, too many wands, right? Too many wands, a big wand, a big obstacle. It's almost as if it's saying too, but the Ten of Wands, the reason you may be having struggle releasing these obstacles or this heavy burden, because it reminds me of a burden that needs to be burned to the ground, but it's structure, it's very strong foundational structure, unfortunately. So that means it's an immovable obstacle. The way to do that is sometimes some people you have to look forward to like talking about it. If this obstacle is too much for you, it's too painful, if it's just too much of a burden to carry alone, you need to seek guidance, you need to seek support. For some of you guys, it could look in the form of therapy, support groups, friends that you could just sit there and talk about related burdens. You need to find people that have gone through the same situation as you have, so you guys can talk about it and vent to each other. That actually helps you move forward in life to be able to release this obstacle. But because it's so heavy, again, you can't do it by yourself. You got the Hierophant next. This is how I know this has to do with like reaching out to either institutions or places, seeking guidance from people, again, who, not just mentors, but somebody who's been through the exact same thing you have, and how you can look forward to asking this person, how did you move on from this obstacle? How did you lighten the burden? How? It's like you needing guidance, so you need to find the right people that are going to help you figure out the answer. You got the Queen of Wands next. It's like two sides. It reminds me of two sides of the spectrum, but again, it's another wand. Let's get back to the Queen of Wands. We'll get back to that. Let's put a pause on that. I want you to pay attention to the Ten of Wands, which was in reverse, and under was the Five of Cups. It's almost as if, like, with this energy, right, going from here to here, this burden needs to be released, right? Because the minute you do, this is what you've been searching for. Release. Look at this cup. It's blue. It's almost as if you need to speak this out. Speak the truth out. Talk to somebody about it. And when you do, not only will you be able to cry and face the truth, or you know, come to terms with whatever this obstacle is, but you'll be able to just feel, your subconscious would feel lighter. You'd feel lighter. You see the difference between a burden like this, fiery, strong, and then you asking somebody for help. This is what you've been wanting subconsciously, but you just haven't figured out how to do it yet. And again, because some obstacles you can't deal with alone. It's not possible. It's too much. It's too much for one person to carry on their own. Now, let's get back to the Queen of Wands. It's two sides of a coin. It's almost as if like you've been trying to balance, right? Because we're talking about a wand, but it looks like a balancing act. You're trying to balance this burden with your everyday life and just you in general. It's too much. Then you wonder why you're feeling so heavy and tired and want to sleep all the time, right? It's too much. It can cause severe anxiety, and the whole point is to release yourself of this pain. The only thing is that with the devil energy here, it looks like you've been trying to be friends with your burden for so long. You've been holding on, attaching to the burden. It's like the only way you know how to live is by holding on to this burden, or you've made it possible. I don't even know how. To me, it just seems like you've been stressed, but maybe not wanting to deal with that fact. What about this burden makes you feel comfortable holding on to it? Because to me, it looks like you're best friends with the burden. Whatever it is. You're friends with it. You've known it your whole life. I mean, look. You're chained to it. What about this burden makes you comfortable? What about this burden is easy for you to maybe navigate with? Why does it feel easier to hold on to this burden than to release it? Which technically your subconscious it's all it's begging you to do. You got the Eight of Swords next, right? It's almost as if it's saying like it's immovable. You've created walls around. You've created walls, layers of protection. You haven't been moving, so maybe denial's been in there. There's been denial about it. And for you, it's just been simple. It's been okay denying this aspect or this obstacle because it's a part of you. You've made it a part of you. The only thing is like, how can you embrace new opportunities or make room for new opportunities if you're friends with the obstacle? You're friends with your past. You're friends with it. You won't let it go. You won't even acknowledge that it's holding you back. Some part of you wants to start over and be open to new opportunities, but it's almost as if like you don't know how, and it's because of the burden. The minute you acknowledge it and talk about it with the people or guidance or therapist or whoever you go talk to, the minute you start doing that, you'll feel better. Then you can drop down the walls. Then you could be open to the new opportunities, because all along we're ending with the full energy. You're seeing the new opportunity. You want it. You want to start over. You want to take new risks. You do. You look forward. It's not that you're very hopeful. You're hopeful for the future, but it's almost as if you've been in delay. You haven't been able to move because of this. And it's almost as if it's asking you, like, are you still happy? Are you still happy carrying that burden? Are you still happy not seeking guidance to help you remove the burden or lessen the burden? This is really interesting, guys. That's, let's see. Oh, it's barely 7 minutes. Let's see. Any advice? Let's see. These are reverse. Anything else for my beautiful Leos? I feel that with the Seven of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, it could be the Eight of Pentacles. But what I see here, it's almost as if like there's still value attached to whatever this burden is. There's still something you're getting out of it. So to you, it's almost as if it would be an inconvenience if you lessen the burden or try to change, right? We're talking about coins, change, right? Do you feel like it's going to cost you if you lessen this burden, or if you talk about it, or if you want change? Do you think it's going to affect you? Is some part of you going to be affected in the long run? This is good. This is good, guys. All right, and with the blue, so that's 8. Yeah, it's time for you, and it's the weird thing is, you know that it's time to move on. You know that it's time to start investing in new things. For some of you guys, you already have opportunities here, but it's almost as if you can't take advantage of the new opportunity because you're still carrying that other load. But the minute you do, you'd be more emotionally available to invest in whatever it is that you want. But you need to talk about it. But the blue chakra, talk about it. Yep. Look at this Page of Wands, trying to release it. Slowly. It's almost as if you know that if you let this go, some part of you is going to change. You won't be the same person. You can't go off and live the way you have with denial or make excuses. It's almost as if you have to be accountable to yourself and the truth that needs to be released. And once you do that, it's like you're never going to be the same again. Are you afraid of change? Are you afraid of the person you're going to become when you let go of this other version of yourself from the past that used to make you happy? Don't get me wrong. If you're carrying the burden, that means there's part of you that's still obsessed with it or in love with it. Whatever it is. But some part of you wants to move on. It's just this fear. Which one do you prefer? Which one do you want more? It's going to take you some time, though, because it's a heavy burden. So, all right, guys, that's all I have for you. I love you. Bye.